Hi everybody, my name is Benny and welcome to The Fool's Apprentice. Okay, it is hashtag Saturday. So today the hashtag that I'm going to do is the last 10 decks that I bought. So I'm really excited about this one. In fact, I had to go through Etsy, PayPal, my bank statements, and then write them out, like which ones I did. So to make sure that I didn't end up getting the wrong deck. And I'm actually doing them in the order of which I bought them. So oldest to newest from the last 10 decks. So with no further ado, let's turn the camera over and get started. Okay guys, I'm back. So the, the last deck that I ended up buying of this group, or the first deck actually, is the Madame Lydia Wilhelmina's Tarot. Now, this is a deck that I've been wanting for a while, but I was gun shy. And also, she doesn't always sell them year round, so they can also be a bit difficult to get. I just got very lucky, looked, and it was there. I will say there are a few things that I do not like about this deck, which I'm going to go over. The first thing being this box. It won't stand. It stays up, well, it's standing here, but it won't stand on my shelf. It'll fall over. But as you can see, it's not a really good seal. I mean, I hate this box a lot. I mean, I paid good money for this deck, and this is a box you give me. I mean, it's a good little sturdy box. It's nothing special. Like, I don't think this is going to protect my deck in any way. Really disappointed. And then if you look on the inside, I'm like, really? Why do I have a box that has all this space? Like, why? Why couldn't we get something that like fit the box? The only thing I can think of is the decision. Well, there's two. Is the decision on the cover because she wanted it square. The other is because it was cheaper. But I'm not happy. Boring. Now, the backs, okay. I mean, they're nice. They're nothing special. The cardstock's okay. But the magical part of this deck is the artwork. The artwork is beautiful. And this is really the reason I ended up purchasing it. It's because of the artwork. It just really, there's so much within each card that there's a lot you can pull. Like this, you know how I am about the Three of Hearts and then being boring. Even though we do have a heart, it's an anatomical heart. It has all these gears and stuff kind of letting you know that this is a part of the body that works really hard. And I think these are scalpels, which I think is a very interesting choice. But I love how rich the colors are. I love the tones. Okay, I must have shuffled this mixed up because I don't read reversals. Look, the guy in the back, can you say creepy? Look at his eyes. Oh my gosh, I love this deck. This is a really fascinating deck, and like I said, there's a lot to pull from this deck. And oh my god, that almost looks like an eagle sideways on her face. So this is either a mask or it's probably something tattooed on her face. I love the color combinations. I love the tones. And I think the colors really give you the feeling of the deck. Like, this is one of the creepiest cards ever. Like, she's not somebody I would want to know. So, yes, we can go through the whole thing. So, I don't remember if I did a walkthrough of this deck or not. I think I did. So, another thing that I'm annoyed with. So, beautiful looking book. Right? Nice and thick. You think you're going to get a lot of information, and you don't. The majority of the page is taken by an image with something in the background and this little bit of information. I'm thinking, could you have given me more? Like, why did you pick the people that you picked? Why this particular image? Is there anything in the background that I need to know about? Nothing. So let's pick the Fool, because, Fool's Apprentice. The Fool. Upright. The Fool represents beginning or a journey, be it physical, mental, or spiritual. And that's it. Now we get the Bride of the Headless Horseman, but give me more than that. So I like the deck. I don't like the box, and I don't like the guidebook. I think the guidebook, I just don't know why. So the second one that I got is, did I get this one second? I sure did. The Spooky Tarot. Now, I did a walkthrough on this one already. You know that I really like this deck. I think it is so funny. It cracks me up. I like the box. The box, it has the thumb or the finger cut out. The guidebook, I like the guidebook. Look at the guidebook gives you a lot of information, like unlike the one that we just saw. The backs are great. The cardstock I really like. The images I love. Look, like it's a dark green, like really dark green. And then the images, they're just so much fun. The Queen of Spirits, and like his imagination to do this art is off the charts. Off the charts. He has his hand with little worms in between. The cat, the skull cat with its mask. Look at the Queen of Pumpkins. Isn't she having a great time? So there really isn't anything about this deck that I don't like. The colors are really rich, vibrant. The images are really unique. There's a lot of detail that you could pull from. The suit of worms is kind of gross, which I think is part of the point. Very scary. Look at the Fool. Isn't that hilarious? And it looks like there's a crescent moon here. They're like going in it. It looks like almost going into a tent, but he's going to be falling off an edge. But it doesn't look like he's going willingly. It looks like he's being pushed. I like the font. Borders don't bother me. So this is a great deck for the Halloween season. This is a deck that I would actually even use throughout the year, depending on who I'm reading for. Not that I read for anybody yet. And what the question is. So the next one is, oh my God, guys, you're not going to believe this. I got the Boton Tarot. I am so lucky that I got this. There was a woman on Facebook that put it up for sale. Somebody from one of the Facebook pages that I'm on that I always post, like in search of in a little list. My Boton was there. And so she tagged me on that post, and she happened to be the first one that ended up posting with my name. Then there was a second person that posted that they were interested in wanting the deck. And so then I was the third person to respond. And I said, my name was first. Will that count? And she said, yes, it will. And so I was able to get the deck. I got the gilded version. I like the blue one better. However, I'm not going to complain because these are so very difficult to get. She is talking about making a second edition. She does not have a timeline to share, but she says she has one for herself. It's on her website. But this deck really, really provides kind of this very soft and gentle kind of feel. It feels like, you do I haven't done a reading with this, but you do a reading and it feels like it's going to tell you what you need to hear, but in a manner that you could digest it very easily, even if the reading isn't something you want to hear. It's something that you'll be able to ponder and take and work with. But again, this is, oh, look at the Justice. Oh, I love the rich colors against the gray. And look, all the tones within the gray and white. I like she does a really good job with gradiating the color. So look at these backs. Are these not some of the most beautiful backs you've ever seen? Stunning. So I'm still studying my Tarot Volatile deck, so I haven't been able to get to this. But this is a deck that will never leave my collection, ever. This is one of those decks that I would save. Very happy with it. And then the guidebook is a pretty chunky guidebook. Again, okay, now this one doesn't give you a lot of information. I was very lucky. Let me get it 1 second. All right. I was very lucky. I won't be able to fit this on the screen, but I was very lucky to get the large guidebook. Like, I did an internet search. I don't know what's going on, but I'm getting so lucky with getting some of these decks that are very difficult to find. But this provides a lot more information. And so I'm really, really, really happy that, and I love, look at this. Full color images. Look at that. I love when a creator does that. And look at the tower. It gives you a lot of information. So very happy that I was able to get this deck. Now this whole ribbon thing is it's my least favorite thing, but I'm not gonna complain. Oh, don't bend the book. There you go. So the next one that I got is, I did a review on this one on my channel. The Horror Oracle. I'm telling you, I really like this. I love horror movies. There's some horror movies on here that I have never seen that I'm going to go back and see if I can find. I love the cover. The cover just really tells you what this deck is all about. It has modern, characters to old-fashioned characters from like the 50s. Really, really good. Love that it has images in the back. The guidebook is really good. Look at the full color page guidebook. It tells you the name of the movie, the director. It has a quote from the movie, tells you about it, and then gives you an upright meaning and a reverse meaning. I mean, all the information that you need. So movies that I have not seen, I already know where to look for it. So I can find it. Gremlins, that's hilarious. Rosemary's Baby, that's one I haven't seen. Poltergeist, Invasion of the Body. If you haven't seen the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers, you should. That is a really creepy movie. And the backs of these cards look very menacing. Really quite demonic in my opinion, but I think it matches the feel of the deck very well. And you know me, I like muted colors. Colors feel like they're from the 70s and 60s. A lot of detail. This is Carrie. I have no doubt that this is Carrie. But look at all the colors. Look at all that. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Children of the Corn. So I do know a lot of these. Swamp Thing. I love that they have Swamp Thing in here. I don't think enough. They need to make a new movie of the Swamp Thing. I think the last one they made was in the 80s. Just beautiful. Get Out. Very nice. So I like the fact that they have a wide range of movies here, from very old to very modern. Scream. So this is a deck that I think and I did see someone do a walkthrough of this who did not like the deck. And I understood why. They just didn't feel that they could actually really use the deck with the meanings. But I also work a lot with my intuition, so I don't necessarily need to follow anything here. It's like if I've seen the movie and they give me the keyword, then I can work with that. That's enough for me to be able to work with the deck. And so this one is one that I will always pull out during the Halloween season. All right, so next is, which one was next? It was a Boton. Oh, okay. So let me tell you, this was an absolute surprise. Being new to tarot, there are lots of older decks that are new to me. And the Morgan Greer was one of them. I was really drawn to the color palette of the deck, but it took me almost a year to decide to buy it. I don't know why I waited so long. Maybe because it was mass market, maybe because I didn't really know if I'd like it or not. I love this deck. I like how close the images are, how cropped they are. I like the 1970s feel with the mustaches on the guys. I love the vibrancy on the colors, but they're muted at the same time. I like the traditional look of them, all the things that you would want in a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. You know, the symbolism is all there, like the two keys here. I think it's great. I like that they're up front and center. Mustache, beard, none of the mustache. I think that's great. I just love it. Traditional hermit, love it. Needless to say, I love it. Like, look at the devil card. If nothing says the devil card, this one does. With the fly, you know, because when you have a corpse that's decomposing, flies show up. So the sun card with the sunflowers, you know, I don't like sunflowers. Again, mustache and beard. Just lovely. Absolutely lovely. So this isn't, and I love the backs. Love the backs. Okay. So this is one that I will definitely be using. Soon I will be going and providing free readings in places that have a whole bunch of people that collect. And so I've been wanting this for a while, since actually last year. However, I waited until the Halloween season to get it. Why? I don't know. Maybe because I was spending money on other decks. But this is really beautiful. I wish they had... I don't recall there being a male figure. And that's probably one of the things that limits me in purchasing some decks that I really like, is that there are no male figures. And there's no sense of... It's just very feminine, like super feminine. And even though I may like the deck, it just really doesn't feel like it's going to fit for me as a man. But I like the keywords. I think those are really nice. I just like the use of color. I like how the images, you know, bring up certain emotions. Now, I'm not a cat person, but the cat works really well in a lot of these images. I like the purples and reds and greens that the artist used. This is a really beautiful card. This is a mass market version. And I watched one where somebody did a comparison. I really don't like the backs. Did a comparison. And, you know, when they go from indie to mass market, sometimes they change certain cards. And you're like, no, I really like the original. And then sometimes you're like, oh, I like the mass market version. So there were several cards in the indie version that I really liked. But once I got the mass market in hand, I was fine. Keywords, a description, some intentions that you could work with. I like that she gives you the picture of the card. I just wish it was in color. But really, really like this deck a lot. I like the box. I like that they give you images in the back. Okay, so we're down to our last three. And two of these I'm really excited about. I just did a walkthrough on the Angel Blessings. Let me zoom out. I just did a walkthrough of the Angel Blessings, and this is another deck that is never, never, ever going to leave my collection. I feel so fortunate to have gotten this deck. You can still get them. I got this one on eBay. My first purchase ever on eBay. I've always been apprehensive on buying anything on eBay. Excuse me. Even though they're a very well-established company now. But, you know, with all the horror stories when they first opened up, it just made me very apprehensive to buy anything there. The box is huge. It's well preserved for a deck that was in the early 90s. I like the guidebook. It's interesting. I'm not going to go into too much depth because you can go and look at the walkthrough that I did. But one thing that I do want to point out is she has a hierarchy of the angels, which I find very interesting. Here it is. And then she gives you this, what do you call this? Oh my God. what would you call this? Chart, I guess, which really doesn't tell me anything. However, she goes through and explains the hierarchy. So I really like that. And you get a lot of information for each card. So really good. All right, let me pull these out for all of us. Interesting. This is it. I mean, it's a big box. Look at that. It's a big box. A lot of space. Oh, is there something underneath? Is there something underneath? Oh, guys, is there something underneath? Let's see. I don't think there is, but we're gonna look. We're gonna look. Oh, I feel like Nancy Drew right now. Let's see. Nope, nothing underneath. So that's interesting that they would create such a large box for this. Okay, but look at these cards. Are these cards not stunning? This is, the color is like a creamy pink, a very light pinkish color. It's really nice. It allows you to have, it provides a feeling of serenity, peace, and calm. And it gives you a keyword at the bottom, the name of the angel. You could use the number if you'd like to use numerology in your readings. I love this word, hope. And if you want to learn more, like more outside of the guidebook, you can look up an angel name, and find out more about the angel, which will help you with your readings. So that's really, really beautiful. I'm so glad. I can't believe I waited so long to get this deck, but it was because there were some reviews of people that were negative, and you know how it is. You hear a negative review and all of a sudden you're apprehensive on getting it. All right. Oh my God, guys, I'm showing a knife on YouTube. All right, and so then the next one that I got is one that there's gonna be a walkthrough this week of this deck. It's, the name of it is, I'm not gonna pronounce this, guys. I mean, I think it's in French. Le Tarot de l'Etoile Caché. For you French speakers, for you French men and women, give me some grace, please. But it's from Sabat magazine. I like the simplicity of this box. And you know, I really like pictures, but this one doesn't have it. It's a drawer box. The guidebook, I like it. It's very unique. It's in black paper with silver text. The print is small, and for me with reading glasses, it's okay. The backs are beautiful. Look at the backs. Backs are lovely. And then the silver isn't shiny. It's also very matte, but it feels very luxurious. It's a little tall. It's the same width as a traditional tarot deck, but it's a bit taller. It's like maybe a 1/4 inch taller. Very, very beautiful. It's Rider-Waite. It looks like Rider-Waite Smith majors and then Marseille minors. Really pretty. Look at, well, maybe not. The devil. But it's a very surrealistic deck. And in some of the images, you're going to notice, because it feels like it comes from like a few hundred years ago, but it has some very modern items in the deck. There is one card, I can't remember what card it is, but there were these two little AirPods in it, which I thought was hilarious that there was an AirPod in one of these. But a very, very beautiful deck. I literally just opened this up, so I haven't had an opportunity to work with it. I really like it. If you want to know where to purchase it, how much it costs, some more details about it. Watch my walkthrough coming up of it. And that's the 9th deck. And guys, I did a walk of this one as well. I cannot believe I got this deck. I'm not going to go into the whole story. You have to watch the other video. But look what I got. Can you believe it? I literally got the Mythical Creatures Tarot. And actually, I got it directly from Baba Studios very quickly. They had 30 decks. They sent out an email to all their subscribers. They posted it on Instagram. They posted it on their Facebook page. And I prepared. Because with everybody, worldwide, people are going to want this deck. And I did my due diligence to make sure that I could get this deck. And fortunate for me, I did. So I will tell you that this was a cute surprise. Look at how stunning that blue is. I love it. Love it. Oh my God, I still think this deck is amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. You should see the smile on my face. It is from ear to ear. Oh my God, I love this. Oh, I was like, where's the guidebook? Oh, I love this deck. This deck is, when I first saw it, I was like, whatever. But the more that I watched the videos, the more I really started to like it. And it's cold stamped. In the other video, I said it was gilding. No, it's cold stamped. But just really, really beautiful. There's a lot going on in this deck, but I am okay with it because there's a lot that you can pull from. Temperance is really interesting. So, just stunning. The backs are really interesting. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I like them and I don't like them. The guidebook. They have a larger companion book, but they were sold out. But this gives you enough information that you can read it as a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, a Marseille deck, and it also even has the creatures, specify mythical creatures meaning, which I think is kind of cool. All right, let me turn this around, and I'll have some parting words for all of us. All right, what I'm going to say, I don't know, but we'll find out. Okay, I'm back. So, hashtag Saturdays. There you go. That's number 2. There are so many out there. I'm really excited to do as many as possible. Like, I have enough hashtag Saturdays for a couple of years, I think. And I think the hardest part about doing hashtag Saturdays is kind of figuring out which one do I want to do. There are several that I think it's going to take me more time in getting to learn the tarot to be able to do. However, there's a ton. And so, like, which ones do you pick? And so I'm thinking of alternating a really old one with a more recent one. Or maybe doing all of the top 10s of like top 10 indie decks, top 10 mass market decks, top 10 oracle decks. Or just some that are very obscure that kind of come from nowhere. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. I had fun walking through them. It's really nice to be able to go through all your decks and then kind of play with them a little bit. And so those are the 10 decks that I bought. Of course, a lot of them are related to the fall Halloween season because this is the time we're in. And I wanted to add several for my collection. And there were some surprises in there as well, which it blows my mind that I've been able to get some of these decks. But until next time, my name is Benny, and I'm the Fool's Apprentice. Have a good day.